Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that kind introduction. And thank you to Greg Whitstone and the entire team at the American Council on Renewable Energy for organizing this important gathering. It's always good to be in a room full of people who understand what America's energy future isn't just about keeping the lights on, it's about keeping our economy strong, our communities safe, and our planet livable for generations to come. And that's the bottom line, folks. That's what it really is. It is protecting this planet, protecting our environment for the next generation. That's something that we should always do. I'm up in my age now where I'm doing what I can to ensure that I'm protecting our environment, protecting our country for the next generation. I also want to recognize the leaders from across government, industry, and advocacy who are here today. Your work, whether in research labs, boardrooms, or on Capitol Hill, is shaping the clean energy economy of the future. And let me just say this as well: there's not a single government employee that I don't value. This talk about mass layoffs, this talk about reduction in force, this talk about reducing the size of the government, it's destroying the morale of the U.S. government. And in essential positions, that would never happen under my administration. I value every single government employee. I value every single American. And when I take that oath of office, I pledge not to do harm to them. I pledge to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States with ending "So help me God." You know, we stand at a defining moment in our nation's energy journey. Over the past few years, we have made historical investments in clean energy investments that are creating good paying jobs, strengthening our grid, and making America a global leader in the industries of tomorrow. Just look what is happening across the country. In Texas and Iowa, wind energy is providing more and more homes with affordable, reliable power. In Georgia and Michigan, factories are producing the batteries that will drive the next generation of American made electric vehicles. And across the Midwest and Great Plains, farmers are turning homegrown resources to clean fuels that power our transportation sector. This progress isn't happening just by accident. It's happening because of the American ingenuity, the private sector leadership, and smart public policy. And that gets back to this discussion about the uh, government employees. If we eliminate those employees, none of this is possible. None of this would be possible. You eliminate the very people who are working to make these this possible. These engineers that are highly trained in this field. And what are you going to tell them? Go get another job somewhere? Where are you going to get another job at? And on that, and on that note, when you work for the government, you are not making a lot of money. Trust me. You're not in it for the money. A lot of people say they're in the job for the money. Well, when you work for the U.S. government, the unfortunate thing is you're not in it for the money. There's many people, and some of them are in this speech I'm talking about here this morning, that do it because they care about this country and they care about the future of our country. And to put their jobs on the chopping block, especially by somebody who's not even a government employee. Again, something that would never happen under my administration. That's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. But let me be clear. We will have to work. Still have work to do. We know that achieving a 100% clean energy economy won't happen overnight. We have to keep making the right choices today to secure our energy future for tomorrow. That means investing in grid modernization so that we can deliver clean, affordable power to every community, urban, rural, and tribal. It means supporting domestic manufacturing so that we aren't relying on foreign supply chains for critical materials. It means expanding workforce training programs so that every American, no matter their background, can get a good paying job in a clean energy economy. That's the point right there. That's the point. It's not to eliminate jobs, it is to create jobs. And yes, it does mean working together. Democrats and Republicans, business leaders and union leaders, innovators and policymakers to build an energy future that is resilient, reliable, and made in America. There is no room or time for polarization in this country. That is going on way too long, and it's time for that to stop. And it needs to stop now. It needs to stop now. And let me make this point clear this morning. Some have said we will convert to clean energy in 10, 20, 30 years. And I said this on the trail last year. We will not convert until the infrastructure is ready. And we are not near to that point. You have my word on this today, this morning, that we will not convert to clean energy until every car in this country can be charged, until there's infrastructure in every city that's available for every vehicle. Let me give you a good example of that infrastructure. You all know that I'm from Texas. I'm very proud to be from DeSoto. We're a population of 36,500 people. And there may be more charging stations. There may be. I know of one at a restaurant off of I-35. How is that going to support 20-something thousand vehicles? Folks, we're not ready for this. We're not ready. And when the candidates are saying 10, 20, 30 years, those are pipe dreams. Those are pipe dreams. I will tell you this here this morning, that conversion will not happen, at least as long as I'm in power, until the infrastructure is ready. The world is watching what we do. Countries around the globe are racing to lead in clean energy innovation. America cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. That's why my administration is committed to ensuring that the United States leads in renewable energy deployment, in advanced energy storage, and in new technologies like hydrogen and carbon capture. When we lead in these fields, we don't just strengthen our economy, we also strengthen our national security. We reduce our reliance on foreign adversaries. We build stronger trade partnerships with our allies, and we show the world that America will always lead with innovation, ambition, and determination. Think about it. Back in the 1960s, there was a president who handed this country the boldest goal ever imagined. In 1961, President Kennedy addressed a joint session of Congress and said, we are going to land on a man on the moon, and we're going to do it in this decade. Now, the people down the street at NASA were like, we're going to do what? At the time, NASA had 15 minutes of flight time. And the engineers and the scientists over down the street there on Constitution Avenue were like, how are we going to do this? You know what? Everybody in this country came together. Everybody. It didn't matter what political party you were a part of. It didn't matter what race you were a part of. You came together. And in 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins flew to the moon, and Neil and Buzz landed on the moon. So it is possible. It is possible if we work together. The choices we make today will shape the world our children inherit. Like I said earlier in the speech, I believe in America where every home and business is powered by clean, affordable energy, where good paying union jobs in solar, wind, and battery production sustain families for generations, where we build not just for today, but for the future. That's a future we're fighting for, and that's a future we will achieve together. And I truly believe this, folks. And I think uh, the moonshot example is a perfect example. And I think somebody needs to step up and say, "This is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it within this time frame." Now, now I know the politics of the time were different as they are today, but there's still no reason we can't accomplish these things if we all come together. Stop the screaming, stop the yelling, stop the polarization, and let's do this. I want to thank you very much for your time. May God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Thank you all very much, and may God bless America as always. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.